seemed like it sounded like George was gay. Actually, yes.
Common misconception.
It is. Because George likes to pretend that he's gay.
Why would you do that?
Well, I find it attracts women.
Now, I'm very interested in how you manage to make your wife happy. All right, and I think a lot of people are interested in how does this work? Because I get this common trope culturally that women actually really like gay guys, right? Not only as friends, we can understand the gay friend trope, right? Like you're empathetic, you're someone who is very kind, patient, puts other people before yourself. Again, you're a chaplain in the Air Force. You do that on a daily basis. And I know that you're good at that, even in living letters, the way that I see you interact with other guys. So that is a huge turn on for women, like a nurturing, kind-hearted guy who's not just like out for himself and kind of collapsed and not emotionally intuitive. So what ways have you found that your gayness, for lack of better terms, or your same-sex attractions, your effeminate nature sometimes comes out to your benefit? And then also, what are the struggles within your marriage? Like, how's the bedroom talk, right? Like, how's that going?
Yeah, good questions. I think that, yes, like you said, there are a lot of attributes, typical attributes that are appealing to a lot of women. And I think God kind of has a sense of humor about it, because we have this sort of stereotypical heterosexual marriage that we're kind of flipped. I'm, like you said, more the nurturer, more into housework, more into things like that, and my wife is more into sports.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, knows directions better than me. Is a little bit, when we talk sex, is a little more like a dude, where I'm more like emotionally driven that way.
Like the foreplay, and she's just like, come on, let's just go into like dog pile here.
Yeah, or I like sweet notes, sweet things, to be done for me, to help me, or whatever the case. So,
right,
and it's okay. Like, if there's anything I should say, that's okay.
Yeah,
to be different. And I think that the bedroom, sex is sort of like the barometer to me, it's like the barometer of how we're connecting emotionally. And, have we invested in each other in that week? Have we put one another first that week? And it's going to reflect in the bedroom. And it takes work. It just takes work. And, you don't feel the same way that you do 15 years later than you did, when you first got married. And it takes work. It takes saying the hard things. Sometimes that work is together, and sometimes it's apart. Sometimes it's in a place like Living Letters, or sometimes it's a ladies' trip to the beach without me and 3 kids.
Okay.
So there's a lot that goes into that. Self-care, open and honest communication, and just knowing that I'm not going to leave you in the same way God doesn't leave you. I'm not going to leave you. Come hell or high water. We're gonna work this thing through. And so, and then knowing that love language, my wife is quality time. So, if I need to make sure her tank is full and she's feeling valued, and you don't always affirm someone because you feel it, right? A lot of what makes a successful marriage, and even a successful friendship, because can I tell you, it's the same principles. Really, I mean, okay, you're not having sex with your friend, but just about everything else that you would do, we should do that with friends too. So that's really it. And it's okay if all your intimacy isn't topped off with an orgasm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to be held. Sometimes you need to fall asleep together. And so we don't need to prescribe these worldly expectations on what a godly marriage should be. And I'll tell you, our first night of marriage, we didn't have sex. I didn't know how to do it. And I was nervous about whether I would perform. We were exhausted. I felt like this. I mean, the ceremony was beautiful, but let's face it, the ceremony is for your family, right?
Right.
I mean, if I had it to do all over again, we would have eloped to Hawaii and whatever.
Sounds great.
But yeah, so yeah, note to those out there who are considering marriage, do it for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's okay. It's okay for, as you get older, some things change. Especially after a bunch of kids are born. So in the same way that I said earlier, I don't want my life to be driven by my sexuality. Well, your marriage can't be driven by it either. You've got to have something beyond the feels and sex. You just have to, because if you don't, sex is going to be a problem.